There's a fire in the break room microwave again. Third time this quarter. I don't flinch. Just sit behind my glass-walled corner office, sipping cold coffee and clicking through server dashboards like I don't see the smoke creeping up the hall. Because today's not the day I let these people break me, not the day I lose control. 12 hours until the biggest rollout of my career. Every server is stable. Every module is green. My architecture, my life's work, is finally going live. It's called Spine, and they built this company on it. But you'd never know it from the pitch decks. No one ever scrolls to the footnotes where my name lives. I've been at Valen Tech for 9 years. 9. Through 3 CRMs, 2 acquisitions, and 1 Christmas party that sent a VP to the ER. And now they give credit to Chase. Chase, the new golden boy with a $300 haircut and buzzwords that smell like cologne. He's the one in the spotlight. He turned our daily stand-ups into innovation huddles. Installed a Slack bot that gongs every time a contract comes in. It sounds like a toilet flushing on an airplane. Fitting, but the final punch comes in a private meeting request. Performance optimization chat, emoji and all. I walk into that room knowing exactly what's coming. He offers me a choice, stay and take a 30% pay cut, or walk. I choose neither. I stand, fold the paper like a receipt, look him dead in the eye. I'll walk. He stutters like he didn't expect me to call his bluff. Because men like Chase don't expect people like me to leave. They think we're too loyal, too tired, too safe. They don't know what we're really carrying. Because while Chase was busy branding himself disruptive, I was building the bones of this company, and I made sure the blueprint still belongs to me. Hey, quick pause. If you've ever been screwed over by a boss who stole your work, hit that like button and drop your city in the comments. Let's see where the real backbone of this country lives. Now back to the storm. What Chase doesn't know. That when I leave this room, I take the system with me. I walk out of the boardroom like I'm late for lunch. No yelling. No drama. Just smooth steps on the same carpet I laid the foundation of this company on. People stare, confused. A few from marketing glance up from their dolphin mascot campaign. DevOps is too busy arguing with the coffee machine. Chase is still in that room thinking he won. But I have something he doesn't, foresight. In the bottom drawer of my desk, under unused PTO forms and a chicken-shaped stress ball, is a pristine folder labeled Exit, Olivia H. I started prepping it 6 months ago, just in case. I leave the company laptop. Take only what's mine, my mug, my photo with Linda and Janine, the only real leaders this place ever had, and one very powerful contract amendment. Clause 2, subsection A. It's buried deep in my original employment agreement, the one Janine had notarized and archived back when I rebuilt our entire backend after a crash nearly killed a client deal. It was a formality then. Now it's a loaded gun. The clause says, if I voluntarily separate the license to use my system, Spine terminates. They can't use it without new terms, and I'm not giving them anything. I don't cry, I don't scream. I go home, feed the cat, pour a glass of wine, and boot up my personal laptop. The clause is still there. Signed, sealed, airtight. The next morning, Naomi from Product meets me at a diner. You really did it, she says, eyes wide. I nod. He gave me an out, I took it. You could sue. I don't want his money, I tell her, calmly slicing into dry eggs. I want his future to be complicated. That afternoon, I slide into a quiet office above a wine bar. No logo, just a brass plate. Amanda Ditt, legal counsel. She's a shark with silver hair and a Rolodex full of war stories. I hand her my folder. She flips through it with surgical precision. This clause is good, she says. They signed this 4 years ago, notarized. Her eyes sharpen. They're gonna panic. I'm counting on it. She files the official paperwork, copies the clause, locks it in her cabinet like a tripwire. They think I'm gone, I say. They think I just burned out. Amanda smiles. Let them think that. Their launch is running on your spine, right? I nod. And they don't know what happens when the clock hits 0. Because what Chase doesn't realize is that I didn't just build a system. I built a fuse, and the timer has already started. From across the street, I sit at a cafe patio, stirring my coffee slow as molasses. My eyes are on the 16th floor of Valen Tech's headquarters, where Chase is holding court like he invented silicon. He paces the open office like a tech bro Moses, arms behind his back, voice raised just loud enough for every desperate junior dev to hear. This is what lean looks like, folks, he declares. Less bloat, more bite. Behind him, chaos quietly spreads like rot. Lana, my old team lead, is sweating bullets over an admin dashboard. Jason from QA has a sticky note on his monitor that just says, "Red" in Sharpie. Peter in DevOps looks like he's trying to summon a demon just to decipher the permissions tree. Meanwhile, Chase is riding high. He tells the room we're scaling next-gen infrastructure. What he doesn't mention, that the next-gen system is just my architecture with a fresh coat of corporate paint and his initials slapped where mine used to be. I sip my coffee. I let them have their moment because I know what's coming. They launched it this morning, 2 fresh staging environments, both pulled from my original core container. The one with a passive handshake key embedded in the authentication fallback. A key only I possess. My terminal pings. Unauthorized license escalation attempt detected. Instance ID, Valor07. There it is. The timer has started ticking. Back in the boardroom, Chase is mid-demo, walking investors through a fake dashboard showing uptime, scalability, and client growth. Seamless, he says. Fast. Secure. What he doesn't know is that I've engineered this to unravel slowly. Not a crash, not a bang, just a quiet slide into chaos. One wrong config, one misplaced override, and the whole thing locks down. That's the beauty of Spine. It runs perfect until it doesn't. Then, like a script from a better movie, there's a knock at the boardroom door. A man in a gray suit enters, legal, carrying a single sheet of paper. Chase tries to wave him off. But Harold doesn't even glance at him. He looks straight at the board. There's a clause in the architecture framework, he says. Clause 2, subsection A licensing was terminated the moment Olivia Hayes voluntarily left the company. You could feel the silence in that room like a thunderclap in slow motion. The CEO's eyes narrow. You let her quit, he says. Chase stutters. I didn't know about the clause. Harold doesn't even blink. Well, she signed it. Legal signed it. It's binding. And you're currently operating on unlicensed architecture. Every investor feed goes still. One of them mutes. One shuts their laptop. A VP from finance quietly gets up and leaves. My phone buzzes. Peter from DevOps. Tell me you did this on purpose. This system is a Rubik's Cube made of tripwires. I text back. Everything's documented, just not where they'd think to look. Let them panic. Let Chase squirm under that perfect haircut. He told them I was just continuity. A stapler, a relic. Well now, their entire company is stapled together with my legacy code, and I've got the only wrench that fits. The day after their launch, I'm not even near their office. I'm at a quiet beachside villa just outside Charleston. Sun on my face, sand between my toes, laptop open, chilled drink in hand. On screen, my system logs, real-time pings. Like a heart monitor for a company that doesn't know it's already in critical condition. Instance VLA Core 07, unauthorized schema patch attempted. Access denied. Boom. Their golden boy just hit the first tripwire. Back at Valen Tech, Chase stands in front of the board, still clinging to his demo like it's a parachute. But it's already over. Their investors know, legal knows, and Neil, the CEO, finally understands. She didn't just quit, he murmurs. She took the system with her. I imagine Chase standing there, face draining, fumbling for a remote he dropped 5 minutes ago, hoping no one notices how the live dashboard suddenly isn't refreshing. They thought I was replaceable, but now the system they tried to steal is disintegrating from the inside. Back at my villa, I get a call. I don't answer it. Then another. And another. I finally pick up on the 4th buzz. It's Valen Tech's general counsel. Voice stiff, formal, polite. Miss Hayes, we'd like to open a discussion about reinstating access to the Spine framework. He's choosing words like they're grenades. I let him twist for a second. You're asking to license it back, I say, sipping lime and ice. Yes, I don't even pause. I'm already in talks with 2 firms, bigger budgets, better leadership. Silence. We'd be open to compensation. Triple, I say. And public credit in all materials, internal and external. He agrees faster than I expect, because they're out of time. As we end the call, I open a fresh terminal. My screen flashes a new deployment window. Spine V2, client, Lexarian Systems. Status, in progress, that's right. Valen's top competitor. They thought they could delete my name and keep my system. Now they'll have to buy it back and watch their rival launch the better version. I lean back in my chair. Somewhere in that tall glass building, Chase is trying to remember the last time he actually read a contract. Meanwhile, I'm rewriting my future, line by line. The waves roll in slow and steady, like the revenge I've been building for years. I sit barefoot under a canvas awning, a villa behind me and the Atlantic stretched wide ahead. My laptop hums softly on my lap. I'm not even watching their servers anymore. They'll break themselves without me. Valen Tech is running on borrowed time. My inbox lights up. 7 new messages from Lexarian Systems, the competitor I've just onboarded to a better version of Spine. 3 more from 40s Tech. And 1 from a startup that once ghosted me but now wants to collaborate. I let them all wait, because this isn't about speed. It's about precision. The phone rings again. I answer on the 4th buzz, calm, even. Olivia Hayes. This is Grant Feldman, General Counsel at Valen Tech, the voice says, trying to sound in control. We'd like to formally make a licensing bid for continued access to the Spine framework. I don't say anything. He continues carefully, we're prepared to meet your terms. You'll confirm my authorship publicly? Yes. You'll pay triple? Yes. I pause, not out of hesitation, just to let it sink in. You're not buying the system, I say softly. You're buying the right to not watch it collapse. He breathes in like he wants to argue, then exhales defeat. We understand. I end the call without goodbye. Back on my screen, the new Spine V2 deployment hums along perfectly for Lexarian. Clean, fast, mine. They didn't just lose a system, they lost me. And now, the man who tried to erase my name has to pay me to use my blueprint. Every login, every deploy, every dashboard update, they all pass through gates I control. They thought they were being lean. Now they're just bleeding. Across the city, I imagine Chase staring blankly at his phone, waiting for a miracle that won't come. The man who once asked if backend meant I liked to work alone now can't launch anything without me. And the best part? I'm not angry anymore. I'm not bitter, I'm done, because revenge doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's just making them realize you were the product all along. And now you name the price. Thanks for watching, Office Survivors. Tap that subscribe button if you've ever been underestimated, and tell me in the comments, what's one thing they thought you'd never walk away from? Let's make them sweat.